Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Resident Evil 2 The Remake. To recap where we left off last time, we finally got level 3 clearance and we are getting close to securing a sample of the G-Virus, and Mr. X is hot on our tails, so I don't know when he's going to appear again. But I have a feeling that we're going to fight him soon, so there's that to look forward to. Anyways, let's dive right back in. So, we explored this little office area and got everything we needed. And so I feel like on our way back out, something major is going to happen. Really?
Now back to Ada.
Alright, just like that we got the
Unauthorized removal of a level 4 virus detected. Facility lockdown initiated.
oh boy.
Self-destruct sequence will begin when lockdown is complete.
Alright, let's quickly check this research diary. Embryo growth observations, subject 449. After the G embryo was implanted in the subject, we made a 50 centimeter incision from the chest to the abdomen and began our observations. With the help of the medical team, the subject's consciousness level was kept between 15 lucid, GCS 10. However, the subject's consciousness level deteriorated, and further observation was deemed unnecessary. The subject was then disposed of. Breeding rate observations, subject 501. The G-Virus was administered to subject 501. 501 mutated into G form and was introduced to a group of 30 test subjects. After 2 hours, 36 minutes, it was observed that all but one of the test subjects had been implanted with an embryo. All subjects were disposed of. One subject broke down during experimentation and took their own life. Of course! This is crazy! T-Virus resistance experimentation, subjects 628-639. We administered the G-Virus to subject 628, who had shown slight resistance to the T-Virus. The virus was then introduced to subject 639, with whom 628 had a close relationship. 628 showed some signs of resistance, but had been implanted with an embryo after 24 minutes. T-Virus resistance does nothing to stop the mental deterioration caused by the G-Virus. Okay. Alright. So we're done with this area. Seeing as how the lab is entering lockdown and it's going to self-destruct soon, we have to find a level 4 clearance badge to get the hell out of here. Here he is! Annette?
He's mine! This has to end.
What the hell's going on?
Sorry, William. You left me no choice.
If only it were that easy.
You called this thing William. Why?
It shouldn't have been like this. It's Umbrella's fault, this whole mess.
You're Umbrella too. You're telling me you weren't involved in this?
Yes. But we never meant for this to happen.
Then tell me everything. Right from the start.
You don't get away that easily.
Like, I kind of feel bad for her, but
Good God, William. What
this
have
is what you were
done?
working towards.
So you made this monster.
We made the G-Virus, but we never intended
You can
this
spin it any way you want. You're still responsible.
Leon's reaction is mine. mutated again. She's still alive.
What are you doing?
We can't let him get away!
Alright, we end this here.
Class A breach detected. Flash quarantine until target is neutralized.
Got more targets to shoot at. What are you doing? Okay, so it blows up. Do we have to? No? No, we don't. Shit, shit, shit! That's not good. Can't let him corner us like that. Alright, that eye disappeared. I don't know what to do. Oh boy. We are so screwed. Got your other eye. Stuff on the... Ooh, first aid. Yes. Oh, I should have found out about it sooner. I'm about to die. I'm dead.
Class A breach detected. Flash quarantine until target is neutralized.
Ouch. Past. Anything else? Any other goodies for us to grab? Flash grenade, I'll take that. Oh boy. Gotta shoot his eye. Alright. Bunch of them. Alright, so we gotta shoot him when he's grabbing stuff for it to explode. And he's down right now. Oh, we're supposed to shoot his eye. Closed up. So let's save Magnum for those critical moments. That did like nothing. Show your eye. What the hell? Oh my Good, not good. Heal up, heal up, heal up. Oh, that was close. Ugh. Alright. Let's quickly scan for anything that we might have missed.
Team quarantine.
Because I'd hate to move on from valuable loot.
Facility lockdown initiated. Self-destruct sequence will begin when lockdown is complete. Attention, unauthorized removal of a level 4 service lift is now operational.
Okay.
Initiated. Self-destruct
We will go there shortly.
lockdown is complete. Attention, unauthorized removal of a
I think we might have got everything.
facility lockdown
Nope.
initiated.
Oh, 60 ammo. Wow, we are loaded on handgun ammo right now. Thank you, game.
Attention, unauthorized removal.
Obviously, we're not done with Birkin yet, so that's why.
Facility lockdown initiated. Self-destruct sequence will begin when lockdown is complete.
Jesus. That looks bad.
Feels worse. Believe me.
Talk about what you said. I don't know how much I believe.
Just tell me you'll destroy that G sample.
No, it's evidence. It's going to the FBI.
You trust that bitch?
Annette knows better.
What's that supposed to mean?
She's not FBI. She's a mercenary. She's gonna sell it. The G-virus is gonna go to the highest bidder.
Bullshit.
I know,
God.
you're right. But if the G-virus gets into the wrong hands,
Facility lockdown initiated.
That was some delicious acting right there.
When lockdown is complete.
Yeah, the actress they got for Annette. Wow, that was powerful.
Facility lockdown initiated. Self-destruct
And that moment where Leon is just like kind of pacing back and forth with that lighting hitting him.
self-destruct sequence initiated.
Oh God.
Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the
But wait,
a train platform.
we don't have level 4 clearance though.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom left.
There she is. She's gonna hack through it. Leon's gonna confront her.
I was
Oh.
just thinking about you.
That makes two of us. I was getting worried.
No, we make a good team. gotta ask you something.
Way's clear. Please, tell me you got it.
Oh, I got it.
He's gonna throw it.
Let me verify the G sample and we get the hell out of here.
Before we do that, I ran into Annette. She claims you're not FBI.
Oh, Leon. Why couldn't you just hand over the sample?
Because I realized, as much as I wanted to trust you, I didn't.
I really hoped it wouldn't end up like this.
So that's all this was. I was just some pawn to you,
Look, I'm just doing my job.
and I'm doing mine, so drop that damn gun! I'm taking you in.
Hand over the sample, Leon. I don't want to hurt you.
And you shoot me. But I don't think you can.
There it goes.
No one gets that sample now.
Hold on. I think I can.
Forget it.
Shut up, I've got you.
It's not worth it.
Don't do this.
Take care of yourself, Leon.
No!
To the bottom level train platform.
We got 10 minutes to escape.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence
Man.
initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate.
That explains to me like why Leon had somewhat of a muted reaction when Ada kissed him. Like, I feel like his cop intuition felt like she was manipulating him. And probably deep down he wanted to ignore that and to trust her, but
To evacuate. To the bottom level train platform.
it's good to see that he's not completely blind. Because he's a smart guy,
Attention.
even if he is a green rookie right now.
Use the central elevator to evacuate.
Alright.
To the bottom level train platform.
What's that?
Attention.
Claire?
Destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate.
That might be Claire.
To the bottom level train platform.
Claire!
Leon? You're down here too!
Yeah, but the whole place is coming down. Listen to me. You need to get out. Fast.
Yeah. There's a way out. We can make it. Where are you now?
Claire, are you still there?
Leon? Hey, Leon, you're breaking up.
Forget about me. Just get out of here. Damn it.
9 minutes until detonation. Self-destruct sequence initiated.
Oh boy.
Use the central elevator to evacuate.
Let's just take a few seconds to save. Alright, now let's move the fuck out of here. Okay. This is all stuff that we need. Yeah. Minutes. See plant zombies. Shit. Anything waiting for us down there? Oh, Mr. X! Oh no!
Is this a fucking joke?
Detonation.
It is not. Oh boy. Two shots left. Maybe I shouldn't have started using that for the small guys.
Gotta keep going.
Alright. Bring out the handgun. Because we know Birkin and Mr. X, they're not down for the count just yet. We have so much handgun ammo. Joint plug. No, no. We have so much handgun ammo. I think I can. Oh, it requires 2 slots? Well, we can trash one of these because we're not gonna get poisoned, I feel.
Attention.
Great. Birkin. Now it's X. The trench coat comes off. Here he comes.
Come on.
Shit. Make sure that we have something equipped. All this handgun ammo that I've saved just for you, buddy. The way his face just whip pans at me. Oh my god, that's so creepy. Did I throw it? No, I didn't. Fully restore.
Detonation.
5 minutes left. heart. Ouch. This is insane. Of course.
We'll call it even.
Where did this thing come from?
That was Ada! We'll call it even. Anti-tank rocket. Wait. Achievement unlocked in the blink of an eye. We just blew him in half. Holy hell.
You have arrived at the bottom level.
I'm holding on to you. That was awesome. Maybe not.
Five minutes until.
Shit! Gotta get out of here. Can't believe I actually miss her.
It's like a Jurassic Park moment when Dr. Grant throws out the Velociraptor claw.
Leon?
Hey,
And that's the first time we're seeing Sherry
we made it.
from Leon's perspective.
Just like I said we would.
Wait, that's it? Huh. Okay, because in Darkside Chronicles, we fight Dr. Birkin one last time on the train, and he's like super mutated, like just not even like a creature that walks on two legs, but like he's just like this blob that's like overcoming each train car. And I thought that would be the last, like, boss. But no, that showdown with us and him in that little lab was actually his, like, final death. Like, Now, of course, I don't know if that Darkside Chronicle depiction of Dr. Birkin in the train, if that's accurate or not. I haven't played the original Resident Evil 2, so I don't know. Maybe the real shooter game just threw that in for, like, extra hype. I don't know. But, this game was so much fun. It was incredibly small in terms of, like, locations and maps, but the developers really made sure that you were going back and forth exploring the map, whether it's for something, you know, related to a quest or just like ammo. A lot of backtracking, which in the moment can seem kind of annoying, but like in the grand scheme of things, looking back on like how the developers utilized their levels, it was great. And sometimes the voice actor for Leon would sound a bit flat, but overall his performance was great. Claire sounded great. Annette especially, she and I want to say maybe Ada probably had the best performances in this game. That might change. That might have changed if Marvin, our police chief, not our chief. I forgot. I'm thinking whether it's captain or lieutenant. I think it might be a lieutenant, but the short time that we spent around him, his acting was also very, very top notch. And the motion capture in this game is amazing. Just all the incredible small details on the actors' faces were they transferred over into the game beautifully. And so, especially in that one last scene with Annette facing down her husband, and you could see that pain in her face that goes from emotional, of shooting her husband who has turned into this monster, to her physical pain as she has this incredible wound in her side, and just I felt that. I got that from her performance. This was a lot of fun. And it's really interesting because this is so much different than the other Resident Evil games that I've played. 4, 5, 6, including 7. And if Capcom were to remake the other Resident Evil games in this style, I'd be so on board. This was so much fun. Even though the enemies were bullet sponges, I made it work. I'm not sure if I ever had a moment where I was just completely out of all ammo. I had enough to get by. And maybe that's the game's way of forcing you to be very careful about your ammo. I might have said this in a previous episode, but it almost feels that this remake of this game feels like a direct response to the precedent that Resident Evil 4 laid down, where it's headshot, the zombies get staggered, then you do a melee combo, and then you finish them off, and then when they're on the floor you can just crouch down, well, not crouch down, but look down with your knife and just knife them until they're dead. And it's you can't do that in this game. Your knife will break, and enemies, even though if you sink headshot after headshot into them, sometimes they don't go down, and when they do, they can get back up. And so, whereas in more recent Resident Evil games where zombies would go down and they would just die, I think it's a thing in at least Resident Evil 1 where you couldn't make sure a zombie was fully dead until a pool of blood appeared below them. And even then, they could come back as Crimson Heads, which are fast versions of zombies. And so the 100% foolproof way to kill a zombie in that game was to use some oil from a lamp and to set the body on fire. Kind of like how we deal with the plant zombies in this game, where even if they're down, but as long as they appear green and lush, they can return back from the dead. And so we had to really tack on some extra flamethrower on them to make sure that their body was charred so that they would stay down. And for zombies, the only thing that seemed to stop them is if you completely destroyed their head. And sometimes, even if they were down and you waited for your crosshairs to shrink and you landed headshot after headshot, sometimes their heads wouldn't explode. And I think the only full way to just bypass all of that was just to land to land a point blank shotgun blast to the face. So I felt like the game was a good enough length and they gave you enough ammo where Wait. C rank. That's terrible. So, they hinted at that, of Birkin breaking into the train, but we're not gonna fight him? That's really weird. Is that like a bonus mode? But as I was saying, like, so even though that enemies are bullet sponges, they gave you enough ammo, and the game was a decent enough length where it didn't really become a critical problem. You know, like, I've had conversations about some people who, you know, are like me, new to the series, or like veteran fans, and I mean veteran as in people who have played Resident Evil ever since the beginning, not like me, who started with 4. And like, you know, the reactions as to like the beefiness of the zombies are a bit mixed. Some people think it's challenging, others find it as just like artificial difficulty, as one friend put it. But yeah, overall, it was frustrating in the moment, but overall, it wasn't too big of an issue. So, gameplay was great. The scare factor was pretty good. Especially with enemies that could follow you, a la Mr. X. And just that sound of his heavy footsteps just echoing somewhere in the background, and you don't know where he is, you know, that was like always a truly frightening moment. And so, definitely would recommend this game. It was a lot of fun. I'm not sure what else to say, but I'm very curious as to how the original game plays, though. So even though I've played this game, and I've had the abbreviated and somewhat abridged version of Darkside Chronicles, like, having played through this, I really do want to get my hands on a copy of the original, and just to see why fans loved that title in particular so much, and to see how that translated to Darkside Chronicles, and how the original then translated to this, and just to see like what happened in between as the developers were trying to see like how the original content would translate to a different medium, to a different incarnation of the game. And so, very, very much interested. But yeah, so this is our final episode of Leon's story. We still have Claire's story, which is more or less the same as Leon's, just I think you have more interactions with, of course, Sherry. And so, while Darkside Chronicles put Leon and Claire together from like the second they met, in the original games they kind of went their own ways, and so there was this formula where it's like you were supposed to play through the game with one character first, which I believe was Claire. So they had the system where it's like Claire A and then Leon B, or maybe it was the other way around, and like that was like the canonical way to play the game. Play through the game once as Claire, and then to go back as Leon to get like anything that was like missing in the game. And so, once again, I have no idea how that system is exactly works in the original game and in this game, but I think it's interesting that they did that, because starting with Resident Evil 5, where they implemented Shiva to work with Chris, you know, in his mission, it kind of did bring down the scare factor. Like, you always had someone to back you up. You know, it wasn't as scary as just playing alone. And so, not only is that a factor, but of course they were going back to their roots in the original game, where Leon and Claire just never were playing through the game together. So that worked. You know, I felt like if I had Claire, you know, behind me, you know, covering my back, and we can trade ammo or stuff like that, like, it would make the game, 1, easier, and 2, less as scary. Anyways, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I did, and if you have any thoughts, please let me know in the comments section below. I'd really love to hear them. So yeah, I will see you all on the next episode of Resident Evil 2, the Remake. Until then.